Hey everybody, Dr. Paula, pet mortician here, coming to you from Choya Afterlife, my pet aquamation center. I have my my little pal Cole with me here. You'll see him in a little bit. So today I wanted to chat with you about a little experiment I did. I love to do experiments, so I'm just trying to figure out the best way to do everything, which you know. So when we have little tiny little things like mice, someone said try to aquamate them in pantyhose. Yeah. I had to buy pantyhose. Nobody wears pantyhose anymore, do they? I don't think so. Anyway, some kind of fancy morticianry. Is that a word, morticianry? I don't know. Anyway, pantyhose. So I got these weirdo pantyhose and I put a mouse in them. So usually I put them in this. Stand by. This. So I ordered this on Amazon and you can just pop it open. You put your little mousey in there. I actually did a little baby tortoise that died. I put it in here, and I did a bird, and I did a little mousey. Anyway, I did all of the things. But somebody said, try the pantyhose, see what happens. Okay, well, I'm not gonna wear them, that's for sure. So I went ahead and put a mousey in there. Stand by. Okay, so I have the pantyhose. I figured I would open them up with you, with me, together, and see what's in here. So clearly there's bones. Like, I don't know if you can see the bones, but there's stuff in there. I just don't know how broken down they are. Anyway, we're just gonna do a little experiment. So I'm just gonna move the camera over here so you can see what's going on the desk while I do this on the tabletop. Okay, ready? Don't judge me if it's a little dirty. Okay, here we go. You ready? I got my Old Souls shirt on, representing Old Souls Animal Rescue and Retirement Home. Let's see, I have to find a better way to do this so that you can see all the way to the table. Okay, look at that. Here we go. I know I look like a mad scientist. I am a mad scientist. Okay, you ready for this? We're gonna open this thing up and we're gonna see what came out. I'm super excited. There's already stuff falling off of it. I don't know what that is. Pretend you didn't see that. Okay, so you guys know that when things go into the aquamation machine, it cannot dissolve if it's plant matter. So anything that eats plant material, whatever's in its belly is not going to be able to digest. Plants have cell walls, and apparently cell walls don't get broken down by potassium hydroxide or sodium hydroxide. So there might be a bunch of plant stuff in here if these little mousy mouses were eating plants, but let's just go ahead and open it just for the fun of it and see what happens. Okay, so should I come back here? I should. This is where you'll be able to see. Ready? Chop, chop. That is what should happen to all pantyhose. I don't think these are useful for anything. I used to work in New York City, and I'd have to put on my stupid pantyhose and my business suit, and I worked near Wall Street, I worked near Midtown, I used to work for Morgan Stanley Dean Witter, I worked for Marsh Inc., for the treasurer there. Yeah, I did a lot of crazy stuff that required pantyhose. What was I thinking? I don't know. Nobody should wear pantyhose. Anyway, that's a thing. So here's what was inside. I can't make out what most of it is, so I'm just gonna dump it on the table for you to see. Okay, ready? Here we go. This was all, and this was one mouse. I only put one mouse in here. The other day, my mouse or cat Skedaddle, he caught like 3. You know what he did? He left a bloody mouse on my dining room table. Yeah, not acceptable. I was not okay with that. He thought it was really funny, actually. Okay, so, and you might be wondering why I'm not wearing gloves. Like, aren't you gonna get hantavirus touching a mouse? No. I used to be, I guess I can still be, anyway, wildlife biologist. I worked a lot with rodents. I love them, especially wood rats. They look like teddy bears. They're pack rats. I love them so much. Anyway, so you don't necessarily need to wear gloves unless you just want to be clean, because everything that comes out of the aquamation machine is 100% pathogen free. The temperature goes up to 204 degrees, or at least that's what I have mine set at. And so you don't really have to worry about that. So anyway, I just dumped it all out. My hands are dirty. Don't worry, I won't cook you dinner like this. Okay, so let's put this to the side and let's see what we have here. I might have to put on my old lady glasses because I can't see anymore. I used to be able to see really well. I got LASIK and it lasted 20 years. It was amazing. I thought I could see like people walking on the moon if they were there. Yeah, my eyesight was so good. And then all of a sudden after 20 years, tanked. So yeah, can't see anything anymore. Can't see up close, can't see far away. Where are my old lady glasses? Does anybody know? They're not on my head, right? No, not on my head. I don't know where they are. Cole, assistant, do you know where my glasses are? Nobody knows where my glasses are. Okay. So we're not going to wear our glasses. We're just going to do our best. Okay, here we go. Let me tilt the camera down a little bit more so you can kind of see what's happening here. Okay, so I'll pull it out here so you can see it. There's lots of little tiny bones, tiny, right? So ultimately, if we are aquamating someone's pet gerbil or a mouse or something like that, we still want to be able to give them back some ashes. I would love recommendations on what else to call it, because these are not ashes, not ashes. It's water, not fire. So yeah, we need a better name for that. The other thing I want a better name for is urns. I don't like that name at all. It sounds terrible. And then return container? Yeah, no. I don't like any of those names. We have to come up with something better, something nicer, something more soothing, right? I mean, you don't want your pet back in a return container. That sounds very cold. Let's all come up with a better name. Not urn, not return container. Let's think out of the box. Okay, so anyway, let's get back to our bones. So here we go. So there's some really cool little bones in here. Since I don't have my old lady glasses on. Ooh, look at this. Look. Oh my God, it's a femur. Okay, you're not gonna be able to see this, are you? Okay, you ready? I'm gonna move the camera. Oh God, hold on. Stand by. Stand by. Are you standing by? Okay, can you see? I don't know if you can see. It's a femur. Right, can you see that? Ball in the socket, or at least I think it is. Anyway, I did teach anatomy and physiology at Auburn University. Don't tell anybody. So, yeah. Anyway, it looks like a ball in a socket, but again, not wearing my old lady glasses. Okay, so all these bones are here, and you're probably thinking, how in the world are we going to turn these into ash, right? Oh, that's really cute. It's a tooth. So what we need to do, obviously we're not going to get 100% of this because it's now kind of spread all over my desk. Normally you would not empty it on the desk. This is not the best thing to do it. I would just take the stupid pantyhose and open it up into a ninja cup, right? Who doesn't use a ninja cup to make their bones into ash or cremains or powdered remains, however we're going to call them. Anywho, so that's the deal right there. So you're going to use a ninja. I have my little baby ninja over here. You're going to put these straight in the ninja. You're going to zizz it up. Don't let anybody else make smoothies in the ninja after that. It might have a twinge of mouse in it. So anywho, you're going to put these in the ninja. It's going to come out awesome. Let me show you something, because I did the baby tortoise. Now, keep this in mind. The baby tortoise had metabolic bone disease, so I don't think we were going to get any bones at all. But guess what? We got a little something. Stand by. I'm going to go get it for you. It's right here. Okay, see? Standing by. His name was Littles. I don't know if you see that backwards, but I'm seeing it backwards. So this is Littles. And look, this is what was left of him, even though he really didn't have much of bones left. So we did get a little something out of him. And look at this. You guys are going to love this. I made footprints. Can you see that really clearly? Littles. I made footprints. I know. This was my neighbor's baby tortoise. It was very sad. She feels very bad that he passed away. But you know what? If your tortoise has metabolic bone disease, especially as a baby, it's really hard to come back from that. So I know it's hard not to be sad over your tortoise. You should be sad, but don't feel like it's your fault, right? A lot of these guys don't have a good start to life, and he didn't. So anyway, to Littles. So once I crush this down, the little mousy mouse is just going to be a little tiny bit of powdered remains, just like this. And I'm going to give it back to nobody, because it came from my cat, and I don't think he wants it. So yeah, I don't know that I'll actually crush it. I just wanted to see if the pantyhose worked. So the thing is, if I have to decide pantyhose or the stainless steel jar canister thingy, I feel like the pantyhose might be better because it does catch everything. The bad thing about it is, like, you don't actually get to see a lot of the actual bones and shapes. Like, you couldn't put this mouse back together, right? I mean, who wouldn't want to do that? I don't know. It sounds like a fun thing. But yeah, you can't put this little guy back together again. But you can't with the canister either. It's not going to work. Like, the bones are so tiny. So I would say, if you need to aquamate a little tiny thing, I would say you should try experiments too. Experimenting is the best way to figure stuff out, and figure out what's best for you. Because it might be that, let's say, a gerbil and a hamster, even though they're similar, are not the same critters. They each might do better in a different form of containment in the aquamation machine. So anyway, I like the little experiment. I still think pantyhose should never be used for anything in the world in terms of dressing yourself. So maybe this is an alternative. Maybe the pantyhose companies should start marketing themselves to aquamation companies, right? I may be the only person aquamating little tiny things, but you never know. You might get one of these in your facility. So that's your lesson for the day on what to aquamate. Now, I also want to tell you that I have learned this week that as a pet mortician, you not only are taking care of the body and sending it home and being respectful and all of that, but guess what? I really think I am now a forensic pet mortician. I found the cause of death of an animal that came in. I was so excited. I know this is terrible, right? But yeah, so this lady came in, brought me her animal, happened to be a sheep, really big sheep. And he was only 5 years old and he passed away. Now, I am not a veterinarian, as you know. I am a doctor. No matter what my mother says, I am a doctor. And so we kind of came to the conclusion that it was probably bloat. Well, let me tell you, when I opened that machine, I knew exactly what he died from. There were things in his belly that should not have been in there, like chunks of metal and cloth. Like, it was taking up his whole belly. So I was able to call her and tell her. She was super curious, like, you know, to just find out how he died. So I hope that didn't end in divorce for them, because I think it was related to something that the Hubs might have thrown off the roof. But anyway, it's really super interesting to find all the things. Where's the other thing? I had something else. Stand by. Okay, getting something right now. Here we go. I got this. And wait, there's one other thing. Oh, this. Okay, ready? Here it is. So I found this in one of the dog's bellies. I know it looks like grass. It's not. It's plastic. It's like the Easter time grass that goes in the Easter basket, right? So there was a bunch of this in a dog's belly. And then there was a dog that had this. These are hard as a rock. I think it is a rock. So several rocks in the belly. So you never know what you're going to find inside these animals. And so you can provide more information to your clients about maybe what they died from, if they want to know that. So yeah, it's actually pretty interesting. So yeah, grass, rocks, and whatever that was in the sheep's belly. I know, it's awful, right? So anyway, what else did I have to tell you today? I just want to tell you that the shelters across the country are full. You should all go out and foster an animal, even if you're not going to adopt. Foster it, get that animal out of the shelter. Hey, you know what happened yesterday? Someone left a dog in a crate at the end of my driveway underneath the sign to my animal rescue. Literally, it's the desert. And they left it there sometime around 5 o'clock with a dog bed, a beautiful new dog bed sitting on top of this crate. This dog was so sweet and so nice. No judgments, okay? We're not trying to judge a human. All I'm saying is there are resources available. And hey, would be nice if you give me a heads up so the dog doesn't die of heat. I was very lucky to have some amazing neighbors run over, take care of the situation. But you know what? There's never a reason to abandon a dog. There's help out there, and you can either be that help or you can be the judgy person. You know what? Everybody needs help now and again. So don't be the judgy person. Just give people help if they need it. I know everybody loves the idea of a forever home. Guess what? A forever home is only forever as long as that situation works. Sometimes life circumstances change and the best place for that animal is no longer in that home. So help a person get that animal into the best possible home, right? Provide education, help them rehome, whatever you have to do. There is nothing wrong with that. Not every animal is right for every home in every circumstance. So I'm just saying, just help your neighbors. If we would all help our neighbors, we'd be so much better off. Anyway, off my soapbox for the day. You got to learn about Panty Hose, what's happening with the dog at the end of my driveway. By the way, he got pulled by a different rescue. Oh, hey, so I'm wearing one of my old Souls t-shirts. This is an old one, old logo. Anyway, if you guys want me to wear your t-shirt on this YouTube channel, I would love to. So just send it to me, DM me. I'll get